A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Gaming with KaijuForceNeo. Now you can see here, I'm just going along here on this curve, over 130 miles an hour I was going. Wow. Go, look at that. Oh, and then someone just hit me. I don't know. I mean, it almost seemed like a hit and run, because that person ended up hitting me. I was just drifting alongside that curve, but I don't know. You can see here that I'm going on another time trial right here. Look at how fast I'm already going. Look at that, I just made a jump. 46 checkpoints there are, though, in this time trial. And I actually did put on some more tuning and modifications here to the Lancer Evolution. So this way, I could go much faster, I could handle more, and I could even have myself a better level of pound-feet of torque, and even some more on the 0 to 60 mile per hour ratio. So, see right there, there's checkpoint number 17 out of 46. Just cruising along here. I'm passing checkpoints pretty quickly now. But a lot of these stunts are morely just focusing on how fast am I going to get past these checkpoints. 3 minutes 9 seconds though. That's the only amount of time I have to complete this time trial right here. It's not like the other one that I did in the last episode where I was around 3 minutes and 13 seconds. Oh, and you look at that. Alongside the fact that this time trial here only gives you 4 seconds less to complete it, and the fact that it also has 14 more checkpoints for you to cross, and now a cop just started chasing after me. 500 credits though, it looks like I'm going to earn just for escaping a police chase like that. Once again though, because I've said this before though, but I can't really stress this enough for anybody out there. Try not to get in the brushes with the law like that in real life. In the game here, it's an exception because it is the digital world, a world where it's not at all like reality. But in the real world, of course, you should always drive safely and not get in any brushes with anybody of the law of any type. So, hope that you take that part seriously. Definitely don't try none of these at home either, because there's sure as heck a lot of things out there going on here in the gaming realm that I'm going through. So, I only have just around 30 seconds left to complete this time trial. And it looks like I'm already making my way to the last few checkpoints. And it looks like I might win. I can see the finish line up ahead. That's the finish line. There we go, look at that. 15 seconds I managed to spare there. So, that was pretty awesome. And yeah, you did see that I was still driving the Mitsubishi Evolution at the time. The Lancer Evolution.
You crushed those, man, but we gotta push on. Hype don't last long if we sit around and do nothing.
And yeah, you can see there I'm still having a call with one of the main characters here in the story towards Need for Speed. And if you look at that right there, I was just cruising over 200 miles an hour. And you, oh, look at that. The video itself just cut off again. And of course I was back in the third person view again with the camera behind the car itself. So now I switched back to the hood camera. And you also saw that the last clip that I had, it faded into this clip right here, which is currently playing right now. That's because the last clip itself was just the last couple of minutes from another clip of mine that I had from the fact that I made myself an episode previous to this one. It looks like I just crashed again. You're lucky though that these crashes don't actually kill you. They just more likely show you that they are deadly in real life, but here in the game it just shows that you can easily... Wow. It's like the car just never crashed into anything. But that's just what the game is all about, really. It's about respawning and continuing onwards with what your task is here in the game. So, I'm going to go ahead and go on to another event scheduled by another main character named Robin. Robin does have a crew as well, which does explain the fact that, well, you do have yourselves a whole crew of drivers with you in terms of the drift train competitions. Now the drift train competitions are, as I've said, competitions that involve multiple drivers and you in there as well. Except the main point of it is that you got to earn as many drift points as possible by just drifting in the curves. If they're 180 or 90 degrees, then of course you can go ahead and do any of that. But the main goal is to stay as close to the group as possible while doing it. That's probably the only setback that I've come across, because there have been a few times where I did not do well in those competitions because I was too far away from the group, or I was too far away from the group when I was in front of them. I was either behind them, too far from them, or I was too far from them from the front. And oh, look at that. It's like a game of motor pinball. Motor City Pinball, really. It's not like they're taking Motor City too literal here, simply because of, they go, oh, look at that, I turned the wrong way. In real life, you might have just gone right through the barrier and might have crashed to your death, but here in the game, these are obstructions that really hold up against motorized impacts like that. So, of course, though, you can actually see visual damage on here. This game is not made to be realistic. Although there's many things about it that are seemingly realistic, despite the fact that these are graphics that are supposedly real time. And if you compare that, though, to certain pieces of American cinema, then there have been many cases where pre-rendered graphics have become a big staple to each piece of videography around here. And it looks like I'm in the drift contest right here that I'm going for. With Robin, of course, you can see there in the blue color. And the name of it is called No Body Contact. Win the events with Risky Devil. Risky Devil, of course, it might be the name of the group here. And, oh, you look at that. Look, the whole group of drivers just spawned right in front of me. Spawned from out of nowhere. And you can see I'm pulling ahead of them. Kind of going a little far away from them. It's going to show up on the screen. Oh, it looks like one of the drivers passed me. 2 of them, 3 of them. 4 or 5. So, I don't know, I might be all the way from the back, really. I'm supposed to get 93,000 points, though, in this case. And it looks like I just passed a few while I was drifting in that whole corner. That whole curve right there. I just drifted past a few drivers while it was going around there. It just shows how powerful certain cars can be. They can drift pretty quickly, while others they would take time to drift around certain areas. Oh, look at that. I totally failed that area because I was going too fast, and I turned a little too soon. Oh, looks like another one of the drivers, and that was Robin right there. Robin just passed me. You can see right there. Yeah, look at that. That's one cool drift right there. I'm getting over 15,000 points there. That's just what a perfect drift is like. Got myself another good drift right there with around 6,000 points. And then I got myself another 700 points there, just from a little bit there. But I still need 14,000 points to be able to win this competition. Oh, look at that. Just bumping into the rails there. They actually deduct your score. They actually bring the total amount of points that you earn per drift to 0. So the big key here is to just not hit anything while you're drifting, especially the rails. Otherwise, you'll lose all your points that you'd gain from the drifts. And you can see right there, I'm actually doing so well. I got over 115,000 points, which is more than 20,000 points that's above the goal for here in this event. So, and we still got a few more checkpoints to go for. Though other than that, I still feel like this is going to be a really fun event here. These are really fun events that you can use if you have yourselves cars that are powerful enough to be able to tackle them. But you can see here, I'm just doing real well. And looks like I just finished right there. That was a good amount of points right there. Success. Mission completed, of course. And it looks like I might get a phone call from Robin. Oh, looks like... There it is. That's the crew right there. Better known as Cook. Cook's apparently the name of the crew that's responsible for this whole thing. Though nonetheless, I still feel like that was a really good event right there that I managed to tackle. And I'm going to go for another event around here on the map somewhere. I'm going to go for this one, which is an event with Amy. Now, and you look right there in the purple area where it says 0 to 60 miles per hour, which does earn you some more points to be able to level up right here. I'm still in level 53, getting pretty close to level 54, but the purple represents Amy, the yellow one represents Manu, and the red represents, well, someone out there. I kind of forgot the name of that person, but there are 5 types of main characters that you come across here in the game, and they each have their own color codings. And with all that, these main characters, they do have some events for you that can be completed in order to progress a certain story here in the game. Though, of course, I still haven't found out really what are the main parts here to the story Need for Speed in this rebooted version of the game itself. So with all that being said, I still feel more than just determined to go ahead and check out what the rest of the story here is. And yeah, I do hope that whatever happens in this point in time, I'm going to do whatever it takes here. Got myself a pretty consistent amount of speed right here. Look at that, over 200 miles an hour again. I'm going so fast, really. I mean, look at that. In real life, it could become uncontrollable. But here in the game, I seem to handle it like it's no one's business. I mean, look at that. I'm just going along really smooth right here. And, oh, look at that. I just grazed right against the concrete walls. Both of them, in this case. So in any case, once again, as I've stated before, it's not at all recommended for you to just go ahead and just do any of the things that I do here, because this is the digital world. In the digital world, you can do whatever you feel like doing, but here in the digital world, there's really no such thing as the law. Of course, though, there's always the talk about certain things out there, like hackers and other things like that. There's phishers, there's DDoSers, which refers to direct denial of service, and there's also those people who commit swatting. And yeah, the swatting trend is still relatively existent, though it's not as often as it was around 4 years ago. 4 years ago, it was way more common. Fact is, I actually made a video about it back around that same time in spring of 2015, following the few times that certain YouTubers out there, like McJuggernuggets, Boogie2988, and some others out there have gotten themselves into trouble with the law based on the swatting crime. And the swatting crime, of course, it does continue to come around, but it's not as, well, frequent as it used to be, simply because we've gotten to really figure out exactly who these crank callers are trying to do here with the law. Though, I should probably point out too that DDoSing and swatting, they haven't really happened to me as much, but I sure as heck got to say that there have been a lot of things on the internet that have happened to me within the last 10 years or so, because not only with that problem that where a couple hackers had somehow convinced Twitter that my account was very malicious and it was very dangerous to many people out there. Well, which that was found out to be a lie. All of it was. Everything that they had told Twitter about me, they were all lies. And so, of course, that was how I was able to get my Twitter account back in the first place. If you don't know which one I'm talking about my first Twitter account, KaijuForceNeo. KFN 2.0, well, it hasn't had any of those problems. Probably not yet. It just might not happen for a little while, simply because it does have over 24,000 less followers. But nonetheless, I still feel like anything could happen here. I don't know what kind of things these people are capable of. Any of these newfound people here in the millennial era. If they're capable of anything, then, well, I sure as heck hope that they wouldn't have anything to do with, well, the crime and the like. I may be a liberal douchebag and the like, but that's still no excuse for me, really, to just say, hey, the law is still around. The law is never going to leave us alone. The law is always here to keep us safe and away from anything dumb, anything dangerous. After all, like I said, if these same people who were responsible for convincing Twitter to just straight up suspend my account over nothing at all, then well, anything could happen. I probably should talk more about them because, of course, even though I got their accounts banned and IP banned, because if they do try to create a new Twitter account using the same email address, then Twitter, of course, can track down their IP addresses and just straight up ban them without any questions, because, of course, I had just found out now that Twitter had discovered some more info and insight on these two people here. These two people were responsible for a lot of people's shutdowns besides my own, and it looks like I just completed this event here on Need for Speed. But nonetheless, I probably should put in some more detail about the current whereabouts of these two people who were responsible for shutting down my accounts and trying to get it banned from Twitter forever, just because I was gaining popularity left and right. Though I probably shouldn't worry about it for now, because of course I got them banned, so they can't really do anything about it anymore. If they do try to do anything about it again, they do try to do the same stuff they have been doing to me, really, then of course they will get banned. They will just get banned by Twitter. No questions asked, nothing said. And I'm no conservative, but people out there who are conservatives, they would want to consider these people put behind bars. But like I said before, though, I'm a liberal D-bag, but I definitely know more than just 5 things about the law in general and the government in our society. And I also should consider telling you this, though. Conservatives out there would want hackers to be put behind bars for anything whatsoever, but I have just said not too long ago that I have no clear cut or clear clue as to what capabilities any of these hackers might have. If they might have the ability to hack any other account of mine, they might be able to hack into a newfound PayPal account that I had made recently, or if they had found out my, the addresses to some members of my family, then of course, anything could happen, really. But like I said, there's really no justification as to what capabilities these people have. The same people that were responsible for attempting to get my account banned for nothing at all. And it's a good thing that Twitter managed to shut them down, though. But I'm going to have to close down on this gaming video. So if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.